August 6, 1945, Hiroshima, Japan. Dr. Terafumi Sasaki was already late that morning. Inside the Red Cross hospital, the air was heavy with summer heat, the kind that sticks to skin and slows the body. At 8:15 a.m., as he stepped into a corridor flooded with sunlight, the world detonated. A white flash tore through the city faster than thought. Walls collapsed inward. Glass became weapons. Sasaki was thrown to the floor, buried under debris, his glasses shattered. When he pulled himself free, bleeding but alive, Hiroshima had ceased to be a city. It was a wound. What followed was not instant death for most. It was something far more disturbing. People began arriving at the hospital in silence. Their clothes were gone, burned away by heat exceeding 4,000 degrees Celsius at the hypocenter. Skin hung from arms and faces like loose fabric, not bloody, but pale, swollen, and strangely quiet. Many walked without screaming, their nerves destroyed, their bodies unable to signal pain. Some held their own flesh in their hands, unsure what it was. This was not the battlefield the world knew. No trenches, no gunfire, just bodies altered at a cellular level in a single second. Across Hiroshima, shadows were burned into stone steps and walls, the last physical record of people who had simply ceased to exist. But those who survived the blast faced something slower and more intimate. Radiation moved invisibly through their bodies, shattering blood cells, damaging bone marrow, unraveling DNA. People who looked uninjured collapsed hours later. Hair fell out in clumps. Gums bled. Purple bruises bloomed across skin without impact. By nightfall, the riverbanks were lined with bodies. Thousands had jumped into the water to cool burning skin, only to die there. The water reflected the glow of fires still consuming the city, illuminating faces frozen between relief and confusion. Many believed the sun itself had fallen. Globally, the war was nearing its end. Germany had surrendered in May. American leaders believed this weapon would force Japan to follow. In Washington, Hiroshima was discussed in terms of strategy and inevitability. On the ground, it was measured in burned lungs, ruptured organs, and children searching for parents who no longer had faces. Dr. Sasaki worked for 3 days without rest. Of the hospital's doctors, he was one of the few still alive. He treated patients whose skin sloughed off at a touch, whose bodies were alive but no longer functioning as human bodies should. He later said the most haunting detail was not the injuries, it was the calm. People did not understand what had happened to them. They asked when they would get better. In the weeks that followed, survivors known as hibakusha began dying without wounds, leukemia, organ failure, internal bleeding. The bomb did not stop killing when the fire went out. It continued quietly, methodically, inside the human form.